the years after September 11, Muslim New Yorkers lived under suspicion. There were mass arrests, warrantless surveillance, and fear in every mosque. Many were detained without charge, others vanished into detention centers. For 2 decades, the community was watched, questioned, and stereotyped. But from the fear came a new kind of politics, built on organizing, solidarity, and civic power.
A well-meaning Muslim uncle pulled me aside.
Today, New York is on the verge of electing its first Muslim mayor, Zohran Mamdani.
I have to tell people I was Muslim.
The story didn't start with Mamdani. It began in 2001, when South Asian and Muslim immigrants started mobilizing to defend their rights. Groups like Desis Rising Up and Moving and the Muslim Democratic Club of New York were born in response to police surveillance and hate crimes. They taught communities how to vote, how to file legal complaints, and how to run for office. Over time, those efforts built a new political base. As per reports, by 2025, Muslim voter turnout in New York's mayoral primary had jumped by 60% compared with 2021. The city now has nearly 1 million Muslims, about the same as its Jewish population. Out of them, over 350,000 are registered to vote.
Eric Adams dropped out of the mayor's race yesterday. And a lot of
Zohran Mamdani's story captures the journey of that community. Born in Uganda to Indian parents, filmmaker Meera Nair and scholar Mahmood Mamdani, he grew up in New York surrounded by stories of migration and identity. He studied Africana Studies at Boudoir College, where activism around Palestine shaped his worldview. He joined local campaigns, volunteered for city council races, and worked with housing and taxi driver unions. By 2020, he was elected to the New York State Assembly from Queens. Just 5 years later, he became the Democratic nominee for mayor, leading a campaign centered on affordability, rent freezes, childcare, and free buses. After 9/11, Muslim New Yorkers faced raids, detentions, and constant surveillance. Activists like Fahad Ahmed from Drum started documenting arrests and connecting families with lawyers. Imams urged people not to cooperate blindly with the FBI. Every crisis built new networks. Those networks became political. By the 2010s, Muslim New Yorkers were demanding representation. Ali Najmi ran for council in 2015. Khadir Al-Yatim, a Palestinian-American pastor, ran in 2017. Both lost, but they built experience, volunteers, and trust. Among those volunteers was Mamdani. As Najmi said later, Zohran's rise is the culmination of a bunch of us losing and learning.
there is something special in this room tonight. Power.
Mamdani's politics are rooted in his faith, but he is more than that. His campaign drew 87,000 volunteers and $16.8 million in small donations, mostly under $250. He built bridges with Jewish progressives, younger voters, and working-class families across boroughs. Even amid controversy over his pro-Palestine stance, many Jewish voters under 45 backed him. Frustrated by Israel's war in Gaza and drawn to his honesty, progressive groups like Jews for Racial and Economic Justice campaigned alongside Muslim activists for him. Mamdani has repeatedly said he's not anti-Zionist, but that he's pro-accountability. He rejects slogans that sound threatening, preferring dialogue and coalition. His campaign took off in Queens and Brooklyn among taxi drivers, renters, and young voters priced out of their neighborhoods. His Freeze the Rent slogan became a chant across the city. His digital campaign, run mostly on small budgets, turned him into a social media phenomenon. At rallies, the energy felt more like a movement than a campaign. Older voters came because their children told them to. Some younger voters came because they saw someone who looked like them. Mamdani's rise has not been without criticism. Right-wing politicians have called him extremist. Donald Trump questioned his citizenship. Some centrist Democrats worry about his support for a millionaire's tax or his criticism of Israel. And within his own base, there are divides between progressive Muslims and more conservative religious leaders who now claim ownership of his success. Reports describe a God squad of clerics and activists. Reports describe a God squad of clerics and activists who have defended him fiercely. Mamdani has tried to keep distance from his rhetoric while standing by his faith and community. He insists his campaign is about policy. Two decades ago, New York's Muslims were targets of suspicion. Today, they are shaping policy. Mamdani's win, if it comes, will mark the first time a Muslim, South Asian and African-born immigrant leading America's largest city. As one community organizer put it, we could not hide who we were, so we built power instead. Whether he wins or not, Zohran Mamdani has already changed the story of New York. He has made Muslim New Yorkers visible in the city's political life.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.